I am Ross McCarthy, stand-up comedy and music as well. Grandma... No, sorry. It does happen.
Perfect.
Failure, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Grandma, we love you. Grandma, we do.
Word failure, what's the mean to you?
Well, it's a very scary word because it's kind of like if it's a noun, it's you are a failure. It's very all-encompassing, and to consider yourself a failure is to like believe that you've never done anything good, that you were only a failure. So it can be a very damaging word, I think. And I decided I was going to join the swim team. So I was I knew how to swim, but I was a bit of a beginner. So they put me in with the beginners, and there was a friendly competition. And it was, you didn't have to swim if you didn't want to. It was all just, if you like to go, you can go. And I went, but I was the only person from the beginners who didn't actually swim. And I felt really bad for that. So I said that I'll sign up for the next competition, no matter what it is. And the next competition was the inter-varsities competition between all the biggest swim teams in the universities. So none of the other beginners signed up because they all knew what they were getting into, and I didn't. So everyone else showed up with, speedos and full-length kind of swimsuits, and I showed up in a 3/4 length swimming togs I'd gotten from Dunstores that afternoon. And they decided they were going to put me in, I think it was at the shortest race that there was. It was just one length of the pool. And I thought, okay, great, I can't do too much damage. And after a while, more and more races went on, and I didn't see my race coming up. So I asked one of my friends, I said, when does the coach come and tell you that your race is coming on? And he says, no, you have to do that yourself. So I ran around and I looked at the sheet, and I couldn't make heads nor tails of it. And so I asked one of the officials and said, when is the 15-metre race? And he goes, oh, that's coming up right about now. And pointed just as 5 people were diving into the pool. So I thought that maybe I could dive in after them, but I thought, no, that's a bit ridiculous. So I apologised to the coach and said, I'll sign up for, there was extracurricular races, so I'll sign up for one of those and I'll be a team player. But those races were a lot harder. So I got put into a 200-metre race that was 4 lengths, and I thought, this is my moment. I can prove that I'm not a loser. And at the race started, I jumped in, I botched my dive, my goggles flipped, my contact lenses fell out, and I ended up doggy paddling my way, trying to fix everything. So it was clear I was falling behind, so I had to get all my strength and muster everything together to try to get back into this race. And I went all out for about 15 seconds before just completely running out of any energy whatsoever. Any technique I had was completely gone. So I finished my first length and my second length, and I thought, by this stage, everyone else was on their last one. I'm out, I'm just going to get out of the pool. But the timekeeper was a member of my university and was a member of the team. So he decided to get up and to start cheering me on and gave me a rip-roaring speech. And he started going, Ross, Ross, Ross. And then the dozens of people who were in attendance started chanting my name. So I had to finish the 2 lengths of the pool with everyone chanting my name. The people who had actually won the race had long finished, and they were asking, why is everyone still cheering? And they're not cheering for us. They're cheering for the kid who can't swim, apparently. So eventually I got out of the race, and I came last, and it was the most embarrassing thing of my entire life.
What, if anything, did you learn from that?
I learned that failure, it's not nearly as bad as you think it would be. The anticipation of failure is so much more gut-wrenching. And obviously I didn't feel good at the time, but not 2 minutes after, it was over. And I was still alive, the world hadn't ended. And then for the rest of the night, I was a bit of a celebrity, because people were coming over and going, oh, you're that guy that did that amazing, what was the epic 200 metres. So it ended up being a story that I'll tell to this day. And then it really taught me that failure can be quite freeing, because once you get it over and done with, you realise there's so much more beyond it, and you can just kind of get it out of the way.